Good evening, people. We have some funky lighting for this quick message. It's a quick paragraph from Žižek's Violence concerning Jerusalem and the fate of Israel-Palestine, from page 127. Excuse me. So the big question: what would be the truly radical ethico-political act today in the Middle East? For both Israelis and Arabs, it would consist in the gesture of renouncing political control of Jerusalem, that is, of endorsing the transformation of the old town of Jerusalem into an extra-state place of religious worship controlled temporarily by some neutral international force. What both sides should accept is that by renouncing political control of Jerusalem, they are effectively renouncing nothing. They are gaining the elevation of Jerusalem into a genuinely extra-political sacred site. What they would lose is precisely and only what already in itself deserves to be lost: the reduction of religion to a stake in political power play. This would be a true event in the Middle East, the explosion of true political universality in a Paulinian sense of there are for us no Jews and no Palestinians. Each of the two sides would have to realize that this renunciation of the ethnically pure nation-state is a liberation for themselves, not simply a sacrifice to be made for the other. Let's go back to the story about the Caucasian chalk circle on which Brecht based one of his late plays. In ancient times, somewhere in the Caucasus, a biological mother and a stepmother appealed to a judge to decide to which one of them the child belonged. The judge drew a chalk circle on the ground, placed the baby in the middle, and told the two women to take one arm each. The child would belong to the one who pulled him out of the circle first. When the real mother saw that the child was hurt by being pulled in opposite directions, she released her hold out of compassion. Of course, the judge gave the child to her, claiming that she displayed true maternal love. Along these lines, one could imagine a Jerusalem chalk circle. The one who truly loves Jerusalem would better let it go than see it torn apart by strife. Of course, the supreme irony here is that this Brechtian anecdote is a variation on the judgment of King Solomon from the Old Testament, who, acknowledging there was no way to resolve the maternal dilemma, proposed a two-state solution. The child should be cut in two, each mother getting half. The true mother, of course, gave up her claim to the child. What the Jews and the Palestinians share is the fact that a diasporic existence is part of their lives, part of their very identity. What if they were to come together on this ground, not on the ground of occupying, possessing, or dividing the same territory, but of both keeping their shared territory open as a refuge for those condemned to wander? What if Jerusalem became not their place, but a place for those with no place? This shared solidarity is the only ground for a true reconciliation, the realization that in fighting the other, one fights what is most vulnerable in one's own life. Which is why, with full awareness of how serious the conflict and its potential consequences are, one should insist more than ever that we are dealing with a false conflict, with a conflict which blurs and mystifies the true front line. I thought that was pretty interesting, so I want to share. Check out the book. I don't have permission to share that, but at the very least I think it would be like an advertisement for the text and the author, so cheers.